Come here. You up there, place. So this is Flynn and Rudy. They, same owners. I trained Flynn a year or two ago. We are finishing up training Rudy. They have had some issues in the house. You're a good boy, buddy. With Flynn being the instigator, part of it is you get a new puppy that comes into a home. They don't know how to interact with the other dog. They really have no boundaries. If you have a dog that is not good at setting boundaries and takes it too far, which a lot of dogs do, like Flynn, that's where a lot of bites can happen. We see it a lot where like the puppy's allowed to just kind of like antagonize the older dog. They're like, hey, we got a puppy. Don't you love this puppy? And initially they do, but puppies can be a lot. They can be a bit much. So like after like a while, if you're not paying attention, I can almost promise you, you want that bone? Yeah, it's a good boy, buddy. Yeah, it's a good boy. Good, there you go. But if you could video it and go watch back, you probably would absolutely see the warning signs of the adult dog just being kind of over it. They don't need to just play 24/7. Puppies don't have an off switch. The older dogs usually want them to. Not saying that's what happened with them, but it's probably one piece of the puzzle that kind of contributed to their problems. But Flynn also has been just very, his owners admit it, like they baby him. They like him a lot. He's a good boy. He is a super lovable dog, but what comes with that is like the way I like to explain to people is like if you were a business owner, you would develop your product or service or whatever to a point where you're happy with it, you refine it to where you're like, okay, this is solving the problem that we want to solve for our customers or whatever, and then you bring it to market, and when you have proof that it works, then you scale up, right? It's in order to scale up, you have to have systems in place. Things have to just flow. You can't be micromanaging things all day long, 24/7, right? So what ends up happening with a lot of people that, like, hang with me, I'm getting somewhere with this. With a lot of people that get one dog, you can do literally whatever you want with most dogs, unless they have huge behavior problems, which Flynn did develop some serious separation anxiety directly related to how he was allowed to grow up. But even so, like, you could still manage away like the problems you have with one dog. When you add another one in, you just scaled up your dog ownership operation, right? And if you don't have proper systems in place, meaning the structure, boundaries, and everything that we teach our clients, how you structure your daily rhythm and routine. Come here, bud. Good boy. If you don't have that dialed in, good boy, you have no idea how they're going to interact. And if this dog, and this is really Flynn's thing, is he is very, very attached to the owners, and so he uses them for comfort, right? So if you were using the dog, or if you're allowing the dog to use you for comfort, and then this innocent puppy comes up, and it could literally be something as simple as like you're sitting up on the couch, Flynn is over here hamming it up with you, and then the puppy comes over, like the puppy might get bit. If he's not chewing on the bone right now, but if there was something he was really into, no. And the puppy is allowed to come over and even check it out. No. Good. Then you're going to have a problem. Potentially. Even if you like did it one time and maybe Rudy was allowed to come over and sniff him and nothing happened, you think, oh, we got away with something. Maybe they're okay. Don't trick yourself there. That's a lie. Like, Flynn still thought about it a certain kind of way. And he still realized, like, okay, my owners are not stopping him. And eventually, when it gets to be where he's tired of dealing with it, he doesn't want to tolerate it anymore, he will stop him. And the way that he stops is by punching with his teeth. And I do mean punching with his teeth. Like, most dogs, when they're correcting another dog, they're not biting, grabbing, hanging on, shaking him around, trying to kill him. It's not a predatory thing. It's a, hey, back off. So it is literally them punching with their teeth. But with a dog with as strong a jaws as this guy, like punching with his teeth will still result in puncture wounds often. So you can't allow for a second him to start to think that that's one, allowed, but also necessary. Like if I am paying attention, and I am right now, like they both have bones out. This is the biggest. You're good, buddy. Hey, get that bone. Get that bone. This is the biggest trigger for them. If I'm putting myself in this situation and I'm just hanging out, I kick my feet up here. Let me flip on some Netflix and just sit here and not think about you guys, give you some bones and let you do whatever. It's my fault if something happens. But I know how he feels about him being near him when there's something to compete over. And like competing for my attention is going to be one. So like while I'm over here with Flynn, if Rudy comes over anywhere near, I'm going to be very vocal about sending Rudy away. But I'm also going to do the opposite here. Come here, buddy. Good boy. I'm going to do the same thing and give Rudy the same amount of attention individually. And now Flynn is not allowed to come over here. This is our business. You guys are not on the same. You're not a unit. Like it's not, hey, dogs, come do this. It's Rudy, you do this. Flynn, you do this. If they get to the point, and they will eventually, where they're both doing things at the same time, like going out to go to the bathroom at the same time or whatever, they're still going to view it as an individual activity, not, hey, dogs, come do this. It's Rudy, you're going out, just Flynn is also going out with you. Hopefully, like, let that sink in. Like, most people with two dogs, they tend to treat them like a unit, and you get a lot of problems because you're not paying attention to what each individual dog needs. Like, Rudy here is a young puppy who's just learning obedience, who is just figuring out how life goes. He cannot view life as something where he needs to walk around on eggshells because he doesn't know if this other dog's going to attack him. But he does need to know, like, there are consequences for going and overstepping your bounds with the other dog. Now, Flynn took it way too far, so now we have to also make sure that we're teaching Flynn, you're not allowed to correct that other dog, but simply correcting Flynn, like he is e-collar trained. If I just correct him with the e-collar, when like just wait for him to go make the mistake and then correct him with the e-collar, he's just never going to want to be around this dog. It's not going to be fun at all. What they need is really clear lanes for them to stay in. If he's on his bed, he's on his bed. The other dog's not allowed to go mess with him. If he's chewing on a bone, that's his bone. If he's eating out of a bowl, drinking water, that's his at that moment. The other dog is not allowed to go pester him. When they get used to each other over time, little things like drinking water out of the same bowl and stuff like that, often water is not something worth protecting. You can get there with that. But when it comes to chews, toys, food, attention, and comfort, those are all the points of failure for this stuff. Like, you cannot have, like, these are dogs that they cannot be allowed on the furniture for the time being. And for the time being is probably, we're talking about years. They have to, like, they have to be 100% accounted for if they're not in the crate. Now, the crate is a really good way to manage this stuff away. It's not the solution. It's a way for you to kind of put the dog away and know, okay, we made it and nothing bad happened. Nothing can happen while the dog is in the crate. That means they're sleeping in the crate, and every single time you leave the house, they're in the crate. If you go to take a shower, they're in the crate. If you are not sitting here like this, I have Rudy's remote up there, I have Flynn's remote in my pocket. If I'm not ready to do something right now, not I'm going to walk over here from the other side of the room. I mean, I am right here in this moment with you guys, and my finger is basically on the trigger. If Flynn decides to go do something, I'm going to interrupt it right now before it becomes a thing. It won't become a thing. Like, when this stuff happens, when you need to reintroduce dogs that have been in fights, it's hard, it's scary, because you've seen the outcome, and you don't want to ever see that again. But the only way to get past it is to safely put them back in a similar circumstance, or at least expose them to each other like this, but have different ground rules. Like, Flynn knows what his rules are here. If I put him on place, he's expected to stay on place. He knows I don't, because we had to have this conversation with him when he was here for training with my dogs going out the door at the same time. He would get snippy and things. So he's not allowed to yell at my dogs because they're standing next to him while he's going out the door. But that being said, like, most of the time, I'm not going to put him in that position. I'm going to make my dog stay out of the way while he's at the door ready to go out, and then he gets to go out the door. Same thing coming back in. If we're coming back in and there's other dogs standing on the other side of the door, like let's say like when they go home and they take Flynn out and Rudy's like, ooh, that looks fun, and he's standing at the door wagging his tail waiting on you to come in, I'm going to crack the door open and be like, Rudy, let's go. Over here. And I'm going to use the obedience that he has, go, to shoo him away. Good boy. I know you have no idea what I'm doing here. But the point is, like, I'm not going to just open the door and be like, well, let's see what happens when they walk past each other. I'm going to make him wait, and I'm going to make him move. That's literally all you have to do. It doesn't have to be that complicated, but you have to take control of your house. Like, you have to be 100% in charge over, like, what is his, what is his. What does he get to do right now? What does he get to do right now? Like, if I want to, like, Rudy, let's go. Over here. Good boy. Sit. Good. So let's say I have Rudy over here. Down. No. Down. Down. In and down. Flynn, let's go. And I want to do something with Flynn. I need to make sure, I need to practice this. Good boy. There you go. You guys have no idea what's going on here. Rudy, down. No, down. We have not practiced this. A down like this. Rudy, down. Good boy. But it's that simple, right? Get him to do it. Good boy, Flynn. There you go. And I'm hanging out with Flynn. Rudy gets to see, oh, that has nothing to do with me. Flynn, place. Rudy, let's go. Good boy. No, Flynn. Place. Good. There you go. Again, it does not have to be that complicated, but you do have to take control. Don't just stand there and let the dogs do whatever they want. Be in charge. Like, most people have problems with their dogs because they're talking to them, they're yelling commands out at them, but they're not in charge because the dogs are not listening. They're not even when Rudy didn't lay down when I told him to lay down, what did I do? I gave him a little bit of help. I got a little bit closer and I gestured. Rudy, let's go. And I had him lay down. Good boy. That's a good boy. No. Oh, here. You can have that. There you go. That's a good boy. Flynn, let's go. He doesn't seem to like these, but like, I can even give them treats next to each other because there's no assumption of any competition. You don't want that. I knew you don't want that. Here, you can have one of these. Let's go. Good boy. There's no assumption of competition here. Flynn knows that's his. Rudy's got his. They're not paying attention to each other because I'm the one in the driver's seat here. Place. Good boy. Get your bone. Get that bone. Oh, let me get that bone. You get that bone. Get that bone. Oh, it's a good boy. I am so surprised. Every dog here is obsessed with chewing on these bully sticks. Flynn's like, you'll eat the treats. You don't want to choose. That's fine. So hopefully this helps, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. This is one of the more nuanced types of things, and it's why, like, most dog trainers don't like dealing with dogs fighting in the home, because it, like, 100% of the outcome of the success is predicated on what the owners do when the dogs are at home. And often, like, people hire me because they're not a dog trainer, right? Like, but like this is not some super advanced, super secret squirrel dog trainer technique. This is just, I'm going to pay attention to where his head is at, and if he's side-eyeing him, I'm going to tell him no. If he's trying to sniff him while he's chewing on a bone, I'm going to say no. I'm going to use the obedience training that they have to communicate to them, this is what you're allowed to do, this is what you're not allowed to do. They don't need, and they shouldn't, because of the history that they have, they shouldn't be expected to just be romping around together and just be BFFs. That's a stupid pipe dream to have right now. Right now, you need to make sure that he's comfortable having this new dog in the house, and that this new dog in the house is comfortable with the old dog. Do that first, and the friendship comes. Like, I don't care how much it looks like they like playing together. What ends up happening is, yeah, just because maybe they had some successful plays or whatever, like, yeah, they hang out, they're really interested in each other, whatever. That doesn't mean they need it 100% of the time. And in fact, that's unhealthy. Like, you can get sick of the other dog really, really quick by doing that. Give them breaks from each other, separate them, let them decompress. This is all new. And if you put them in situations like this that are new, especially for Flynn, because this is life-changing for him. He had this whole, like, this is what life is like. This is what my relationship with the owners is like. And he could pretty much get away with murder as long as he wasn't hurting himself breaking out of the crate. That who cares what he did, right? Like, for the most part, and that's almost always the case, 99.9% of the time, good boy, they're good dogs, right? But it's that 0.1% of the time when they make these catastrophic mistakes that really get them in trouble. It's not that doesn't mean that you have to change 0.1% of what you're doing. It means you need to change the 99%. Everything you do creates the dog that you have. Your dog will grow into the dog you allow them to become. Let's go. Good boy, there he is. Like, this is a super young puppy who's off to a fantastic start. And he's going to, like, he has the potential to be like a phenomenal pet dog. A fantastic temperament. But he's also at a crucial age in his life. And if stuff like this keeps happening, where he's just being a butthead because he's grumpy and he wants to be up on the bed, and he wants to get up on the bed too because that looks super fun, and they start competing over things, you put yourself in that position. Don't do it. It's just not, it's not necessary, it's not needed. The irony of it is, if you go about a year, and I do mean like 12 months now, because we have to dig ourselves out of a hole with these dogs, but if you go a year with this type of structure and rules, let's go, Rudy, they will stop caring about whether or not they're competing, because they're so used to living together. They felt each other out. They know that you're not going to let them get into altercations. They know we're not going to let him go bother you while you're eating, and vice versa, and all these things. Then you can have your cake and eat it too. But it's delayed gratification. There's a lot of work you have to do before you do that, and it's in the daily grind, the daily consistency that most people don't want to do. So don't skip the small steps. Make your dogs listen to you. Take control of your house. Get in the driver's seat. Life gets way easier. I promise you.